The Tour for Humanity is our mobile classroom that travels to schools teaching the lessons of the Holocaust, teaching about genocide, about human rights.
The goal for the bus is to travel, so we bring our education center to schools. That way we can reach communities across Canada.
There's a buzz when they get on that bus, and I've seen that look in their eyes as they're listening and learning and soaking it all in.
We're really grateful to kind of take a field trip right on school premises.
You have a variety of workshops targeted anywhere from grades 3 to grade 12 in schools. We cover topics including the Holocaust, global genocides, issues in Canadian history such as residential schools, Japanese internment camps, including hate crimes today, things that are happening in our own communities. We also focus on everyday heroes who have made a positive impact in communities.
If we want to create a world where these kinds of crimes don't happen, we have to be able to talk about them openly.
To be able to learn about historical and contemporary events and how they have shaped what is going on in our world today, so that we're able to raise the next generation of allies and advocates.
I want to start this presentation off by asking you, what do you know about the Holocaust?
But it was a phenomenal experience. One of the things that I like to talk about is how we move students from being sort of bystanders and empowering them with information.
There's certainly times when we're going into classrooms after an incident has occurred, and it's shocking the number of incidents that we're seeing.
Hate is starting younger and younger because students are exposed, whether it's online or in person, and the goal of our programming is to reach them at that young age so that they're proactive as opposed to reactive.
Unfortunately, we had anti-Semitic graffiti and Nazi salutes being done here at our school.
This was the gesture that Nazis used to greet each other.
That a lot of kids have no idea. They know of the Holocaust, but they don't know what happened, who did what, who were suffering, why it happened.
At my school, there's been a lot of anti-Semitic comments, a lot of people saying things about like the Jewish community.
They know what a swastika looks like, but in many cases they may not understand the implications of it.
A lot of it comes from ignorance, from social media, from the notion of it's just a joke.
Racism, even when it's pretending to be a joke, is still racism. Everyone is equal and deserving of respect.
I just realized how much I didn't know about it. I'm not Jewish specifically, but it did make me realize that I still have a part to play in making sure that everyone's educated, calling out anti-Semitic comments in our school, and kind of like helping to build a community so that everyone feels comfortable and safe.
Today I've learned about the Holocaust, what Canadians used to do to Indigenous people and Japanese people.
This is the first time I had a full lesson for the Holocaust.
I think it's pretty sad about how all this happened in history.
Killing people because they're different is really bad.
I didn't know the racism with the Nazis was that bad, and I didn't know they were targeting the Jews. I didn't really know that it was that many people. 6 million. It's so many people.
You're going to sit down and you're going to sit down with your classmates and you're going to take this in together. There's an intimacy to that. You realize this is special, this is important.
The fact that we have a young team coming in from the Simon Wiesenthal Center who can relate to the students, who bring energy to this kind of a topic, shows us that we're really moving in a positive direction with the work that the Simon Wiesenthal Center is doing.
When we have hatred, when we are racist, when we choose to be discriminating, that can lead to violence.
Why would you change your identity just because someone told you to? Maybe you're proud of it.
It becomes a safe space where in many cases students are willing and open to share things that they may not be sharing in their classrooms.
My family has history with concentration camps in Vietnam and Cambodia during the Vietnam War, so that really struck a chord with me. It hurt. It was a heavy topic and a heavy presentation, but it was important and I did really find it meaningful.
I think it's important in these days of rising tides of hatred that people remember our history remember what's happened in the past and learn from that.
If you want to eradicate hate, if you want to eradicate the oldest form of hatred, which is anti-Semitism, then you have to bring that education to people because it doesn't happen on its own. And that's why the work of Simon Wiesenthal is critical.
I think the overarching theme for a lot of these students is horror at something so horrific being possible, and the questions revolve around what they can do in their communities to make sure that they create an inclusive, safe space for everyone.
We leave each student with a task to say, okay, now you've learned about the past. What do you in your community, in your town, in your city, in your school, what do you do going forward to make that difference?
I feel like knowing and understanding what happened can help us prevent things like this from happening again, like repeating over and over again.
This bus should go everywhere, because if anti-Semitic instances are happening in our school, then they could be happening everywhere, and that needs to be stopped.
Friends of Simon Wiesenthal has been such a brilliant partner in connecting those dots, bridging those gaps, and bringing Holocaust education alive in the lives of children in every region of the province. The Tour for Humanity can change lives.
We know that these programs, the work that we're doing on human rights and Holocaust education, can make a difference for our young people to always be upstanders and not bystanders. Every single student who comes on Tour for Humanity leaves a better person.